So we can see how attractive it looks. It's a good size too, that one, hey? Definitely buying these. Wow. Oh, that looks good, hey? I'm gonna figure out what variety this is. So, wow. It comes right towards me. Hi, how are you? Anyway, so I'm actually having a little tea party outside. It's Saturday, it's April 12th or 11th, and you can see, it's also, we've been very breezy this past week. You can see that the leaves are starting to come off. Sorry, the petals are starting to come off. Still looks stunning. So this is obviously a jumbo size variety, and you can see that the blooms, the blossoms, are bigger than the size of my hand, you know? Wow, if you could see this little cluster. Look at this cluster. I'll show you how big it is. Look how enormous these are. Okay, we're here at one of my favorite places. See what we can find. Definitely buying these. Wow. 100%. Let's start a pile here. You know how much I love this. This one's really good. And it's Rachel though. And it is. Shopping. It's interesting. That's a really good color. I don't know if you agree, but anybody else, one of the favorite things about HomeSense is that you cannot find the stuff online. You can't buy it in store. You can't buy it online. You can't know what's there. It's like, what are you gonna find? You're forced to go out. It's an outing. And it's a Saturday. I usually don't go on a Saturday, but I find it's really like bumping. It's like, and they seem to have brands. This might not be true, but it seems like to me that I find some brands like Samantha Pim or Prim, I'm not sure how you say it, that I can't find in another store. I look online, I can't find it. Love this store. Okay. I'm gonna figure out what variety this is. They've obviously had a few blooms that have spent. They're starting to, you know, the petals are starting to fall off just in terms of timing. I saw these from across the street. So look here how they've got a whole bunch of these peppered in here. I've never noticed that before. I probably missed it. Wow. Honestly, I don't think I've seen magnolias that are this magenta before. Ugly power lines in the way. Or you can see the Home Depot there. Absolutely a 10 out of 10. And how they look just a dash lighter where the light hits them. Jeez, that's gorgeous. Even the center. Look how they look from across the street. The dynamics in the color, where it has lightened. I mean, geez, that looks good. Look at the size of that. So this is April 13th. They are still holding up. Oh, come on, guys. This is that other variety where there's much less petals, so it sort of almost looks like a daisy little as it opens. That doesn't look like wallpaper. Look. These busy roads in the way of our flower searching. Whatever you want to call it. So the size here, you can see they're not those enormous ones. You know, they're about, you can see the scale here, right? So they're not crazy enormous, but they're perfect actually. Perfect, spectacular, stunning, gorgeous. It's over 20 feet tall. That's why I believe it is the Magnolia saucer. Isn't that spectacular? Here she is. It's April 13th. With the lighting is different, but you can see how spectacular. Now it seemed to rain less this year, and so she doesn't actually have the spotting she had last year and most of the time. I didn't realize that could go away. I kind of thought maybe that's a fungus. So wow. Or are we blessed? Holy. It's April 15th, 3 p.m. So you can see all the blooms are still looking really good. There's not a lot on the ground. These are very tall. Okay, these are like way over 20 feet tall. And they look kind of mauve here, but they're actually a light pinky. So April 16th, that's a galaxy. It's about 6 years old. Looks nice paired with the darker. So this is April 19th. So you can see all the pretty petals on the ground. So we're outside Ambient. It's my favorite local interior design store. They always have something beautiful, particularly pendant lights. I'm also looking for knobs for dressers, something beautiful like a brass flower. So we'll pop in there. So it's April 18th, and I think this is a great example of how they look as a lot of the petals are starting to fall, but the green is coming in, and how cute that looks. So we can see how attractive it looks as the magnolias start to shed their beautiful blossoms, but they still have enough hanging on. Oh, they're so cute. And then the leaves are coming in. Yes, it's another busy street. Looks really good. It's a good size too, that one, hey? You can see the size, they're a lot smaller. Look how cute. Wow. Look at the purple. Okay, we're gonna get these. So. Well, we found something really cute to go with those plates. Let's grab a good one here. Look at the color on that. All right, so this is, so you just look at something, it's an annual, so it's only gonna go for this year, it's $5. Am I good with that? Yes. Now I'm pretty much only full sun and a little bit of partial sun. So we've got that on the label. Success, we found something, so that'll look good on the table. Let's go inside. See, I'm here. He comes right towards me. Hi, how are you? Yep, I'm safe. How are you? Yeah, I'm here to hang out. Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't touch a person just because what if they're bad, but I am safe. I think he hides like there because I come out to do work and boom, he comes out. Look who's here. So literally the last 3 times I've come up out here, he freaking waits and then he comes out to show me he's here. Hello, sweetie. It's the Easter bunny. I'm gonna call you Easter. Oh my gosh. So look at that, on the iPhone, there's no filter or anything on it. But you know how it kind of makes images like overly crisp, but doesn't that look like artwork? Isn't that incredible? So that's scepter dial. I'm just waiting to get more balloons. And the bunny is resting. Are you laying down? You're partially laying down, my baby? And even look at that, Wallerton Hall. It got kind of hit with the rain last night, so it's not as puffy. But that's pretty. Look how beautiful Wallerton Hall is. Looks like wallpaper. Ugh. I can't sit down. I want to sit down, but if I move this, the dragging sound will scare him. Hey, Easter. You are a special sweetie. It's finally time to decorate for Easter. Pardon the command strip fiasco. So for years, I've had this bunny garland, which isn't my exact style, right? This looks a little bit more like a bandana, right? You know, those kind of patterns, those paisley patterns, even though these are flowers. I just thought it was so cute. And you know, it's nice to do something different sometimes. And this is my nook. So I feel like it doesn't have to match with everything else that you can see at the same time. This is where I can do something different. I prefer the blue. We do have a good match here, but I already attached these bows. It didn't come with these bows. And you can do that just with a twist tie. All right. I don't know if you can see me very well. I know I want that to hang at the base. Oh yeah, I remember I put the little bow there. Why are you behaving like this? Huh? We're just gonna go like this. Ow, reaching isn't good for me. This is like a common thing I'm running into now. I do wish they would make things in both directions, like left and right facing. So half the garland is the bunnies facing one way and the other half is them facing, you know, the others, the one's facing left, one facing right. So I have that with this beautiful hook, goes on the wall, and I want to put them as drawer pulls, but they both face the same way. So here's that beautiful hook that I love so much. So keeping it pretty simple here. Now, aren't these amazing? The ones that we got from Walmart. The white ones in use, they're so good for drop flowers because you can get a little bit longer of a stem when it isn't like a super teeny tiny one. I cannot believe these were like $3.50 or whatever. So now it's like long past. So next year around March, early April, go and see what they have. They'll probably have something similar because I like these better than the ones that are more ethereal and thicker and more ornate and smaller. You know, those ones that you can find pretty easily. This just is, I like it simpler. Last thing though that I want to do is one of my favorite Christmas ornaments. And yes, it's already time for Christmas, okay? Are these Glitterville carrot ornaments. So it's excellent because I'm like promoting healthy eating. You know, there's all these like junk candy ornaments and stuff. And I know that's a good way to bring in pink. but I just don't want to, like, I really think the way we eat is crazy, and how hard it is to find actually really tasty, attractive, beautiful, healthy food, like everywhere you go. It's weird. It's weird. Okay, but anyway, but I can also use these for Easter or spring, right? I'm not really an Easter person. I think consider it spring, but since I named my bunny friend Easter, but it's, you know, whether you decorate for either. Look how good the blue is. The mint green, which is probably my favorite because it's like one of my favorite colors, obviously, isn't best. We're not going to use that. I'll just show you actually in case you find them. These are unfortunately over 5 years old and they were hard for me to find. I think I've come to them in the last season. I got some of them on sale from this really, really cute, I'm going to call it a decor shop from San Diego. Just so unbelievable. And they were on sale because they weren't doing well, I guess, which is nuts. And but I thought they'd be huge because I bought them online. I thought they'd be huge, and when they came I thought, oh, this is better. And they're light and they're nice material. I think they're clay. Anyway, I'll talk more about it in my ornament video, which is I think going to be called Where to Find the Best Ornaments or Secrets to Buying the Best Ornaments. But I guess spoiler alert, Glitterville, which is a brand, in case you find these somewhere like on eBay, I eventually got them in a pack with all the colors: mint green, dark blue, orange, and then there's a pink when you're looking for stuff at HomeSense. Isn't that beautiful? Probably Mary Mary. Yep. Stunning. Now, I think the metal, is it on all of them? Yeah, the metal's on all of them. Is it? Yeah, but not on the napkins. On the napkins, it's only on the dark teal. Just beautiful. The only thing is, wouldn't it be nice if these were real plates, right? Because then we can't reuse them. And I don't know if you can compost this stuff that is like, we'll call it metallized. So that's one thing. But I do find we can't move forward in perfection. You know what I mean? We sort of make different decisions at different times. So I think this is very pretty. Really, really like the size and style. So if you did have a little event, gosh, that would be nice. Okay. These are the plates we're gonna go with. The other thing is these are never long enough when you buy them in the store. They're usually like 6 feet, so they don't really fit across the mantle, and mine is longer than usual. So if you like one of these, though it sucks if you have to buy two, you want to buy two. Okay, so we move them around a bit so that they'd be more even. And you could easily make these, easily, right? You just get a cutout. You could probably find one online. You could hand sew this if you don't know how to use a machine. Glue on the little tail, and you could wash the fabric. You know, sometimes you buy various things and they just, you know, sometimes things just smell that you buy. So you can make it really clean. You could put potpourri inside, dried flowers. They don't match our little corner, so I don't have them out here. It's an interesting smell. Not bad, not good, but strong. Some people might like that smell though, so it could be good for some people. So this is that African daisy we got at Superstore for like $5, right? So it'll, if you I don't know if you call it cutting back or pruning it, but if you prune it, you'll get a second flush later in the fall. When I brought these in with some roses, these lasted a week. Now I can't say for sure that's for everybody, and I didn't time it perfectly. Maybe it was 6 days, I don't know. And I think they kind of closed up a bit like this. If you're someone who's into cuttings, this is a flower to get. Unfortunately, it's an annual, which sucks. It's such a good color, such a cute shape, and it grew and it grows bigger over the season. I really, really wish it was a perennial, which means it keeps growing each year. So that you can see, kind of like, oh, it's so good. That's the African daisy. Oh, so I should have bought 3 of them and done like have it grow and have a big container. Anyway, but I didn't know, right? Like you don't know until you do things, right? So the other daisy, and it grows really tall, is a Shasta daisy. So I think it works with this. So I'm going to use these cuttings for this. But if you want to actually buy this, this is like, it's like 16 or 19. So let's just clock it at $20. And it has grown so tall. By the second year, it's like over 3 feet tall. And then if you prune or cut it back and do it properly, and they will grow again in the fall. So not as many, but maybe I didn't do it right. You know, it's a lot to take on. Every new flower has its own education, right? And sometimes you just had it, you know. And then of course my favorite, which is, they're not looking really good right now because it's just, think they're kind of almost spent. They got bleached out and some dirt on them, but these are Gerber daisies, and you'll often find these at, you know, pre-cut at grocery stores in beautiful shades of pink and different colors. So you can always grab this if you need to have cutting, and that's so perfect for Easter. But these are all the sort of daisies, and these, unfortunately, they don't come back each year. You have to get a new one, but they'll grow the whole season. They'll continuously bloom. So, ooh, I think it smells bad. Oh, not good. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God, they're so huge. This is good old summertime. Really beautiful rose. So we're gonna go out and have a tea party and talk about magnolias. Anyway, so I'm actually having a little tea party outside. Ugh. Setting this up here. Bit of a mess. Look how cute these are. This is Mary Mary. It is from a couple years ago, but I think it could be a standard. It should be, because they're so perfect. There's another one. It's like a darker green. I think I have it. It's a bit more watercolor. Oh my gosh. I love the click clicks that the hummingbirds make. That's how I know they're coming. So you might be able to find these. See how that looks like a flower, right? So I've had these for years. I have 2 packs of them. Okay, not great and perfect for doing flowers. And it's such a nice light green, such a good size. Like, you can get a good amount of water in here. So here we are at the garden center. It's March 23rd, I think. And you can see, although not a big size, of course, you can't really ship someone a huge tree, can you? $39, right? So they've got the variety. This is that more starry one like we saw, which is not my favorite. I like them cupped like a tulip. Here we go. Look at them. So I say if you need help identifying a magnolia, if you're like super new and you know, you're just like another beautiful pink tree, they're like an oval fuzzy almond. And then they open into a puffy pretty tulip, often two-toned, with the white and the sort of lilac and pinky colors. It's a starry one, but usually more cupped. But anyway, happy magnolia viewing. I would say get out there before they're gone. See my little bunny earrings? So happy Easter. We got the Easter and the magnolias at the same time. This is the extent of my dressing up. I just think this little bunny here is incredibly cute. Oh, and we did this. Oh, and we did this. That's the pink one. So from HomeSense there, I was so excited to see this because I knew right away that it was the brand 222 Fifth. I can tell by the exact color of the pink because from over 5 years ago, I have in another pattern. Okay, my favorite pattern. So I wish it was this, but I know they don't print these anymore. So I thought this was my opportunity to have, like, I just got two plates, and I have the one teacup, so I have a mini setup, I guess. Finally, as I probably said before, I'm just not a bunny decorating, and I don't think most people are. I think they produce way too much Easter stuff, you know, like just to produce it. And if you are into decorating a design, you know, you might get caught up in it and you're like buying all this bunny stuff and you don't even like that, you know. So I try to keep it really minimal, but I'm going to use these normally. Like if you have your food in the salad, look, it just looks like a beautiful spring. Look at the tulips there. And hey, I might change my mind on a bigger long table. I could have these two and that's it, you know, for the bunny thing. And I really like using these in a pot. So I just put the hat in like a cute little pot tucked around the house in different areas. And then it looks subtle because we're not going crazy with all the bunny stuff. We love the real animals. Okay, but I thought this was fantastic. And so like I said, it's 222 Fifth, and it's the look how that really gets. And this can't go in the dishwasher because of the gold. I'm sure you know that, everyone knows that, but it's called Bunny Hill, the pattern, but $7.99 is bonkers. But I just got the two larger plates because otherwise it's just like it adds up and it adds up, and you have this stuff that you do not use. The thing is, don't you think it would look good if the bunny was about half the size and it was more, but turned the other way? This, like this? I just think that would be better. Yeah. But now for the magnolias. Obviously stunners, right? One of just like cherry blossoms, the perfect trees to use at a business or a new build, you know, like a townhouse complex or apartment building, and particularly any kind of shopping center, because then you get this show off and like a lot of people can see them and it's so beautiful. I just wish it bloomed for longer. They don't bloom for very long. And there's a nice newer, it's not new, but newer build that I noticed last year did use magnolia trees, like how that strip of townhouses did the Galaxy. So we're gonna go there in about a week. I'm just like waiting for them to pop. I'm thinking they did plain white because of the style. They're really good. Yeah, I'm sure you'll like it, especially if you like this kind of thing. In terms of ordering and planting, so if you go to the garden center in March, that's when you're going to find them, which is great. You can see the health. You can get it in an actual pot with dirt, which I prefer. I do not like dealing with bare root. But when you order it online, which is probably what most of us are going to have to do, because you want to find the variety that you want, and you might want something older. Like that was the one we saw there was $39. That's, I think, pretty much on the low end. When I was looking online last year, things were clocking like easy 150, 350, right? So if it's older, because they've been taking care of it, it's going to cost more, but then you're saving those years. If you can afford it, I think it's worth it. The lights are so atrocious. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. Figure it out. I got this big light that should help, but we have to set it up, right? So just keep in mind when you're ordering it online, because you're probably going to find the exact variety, and it's probably going to come bare root, like pretty much guarantee. So, and if it's like anything like roses, you'll have a week max to plant it. And it's going to look like these sort of like claw tentacle things in like a bag with some moisture, and you'll be freaked out because you've never dealt with it before. So, so you want to dig that hole, the right size, the right location, the right amendments before it arrives. And they'll be really good about letting you know when it's going to arrive. You probably paid quite a bit for shipping, and it's going to land on a certain day. Just check online that it's reputable, like maybe run it through AI. Is this a legit business? How long has it been around for? But there are places that are known for certain things, and there probably are websites that specialize in trees. Like I know for seeds, there's like Johnny Seeds and Floret. These are very well-known things, and I imagine there are some, because I have no experience with them, I don't want to look up and just say, but I definitely want to do that really large one. I think it's Cather's Bell. I don't know how to say it. I really think that should be at a shopping center on the side where you have, various places where people can eat, and there's like an outdoor sort of patio, and then you see that, and maybe we've got some beautiful seating around it, like fantastic. Or even flanking the entrance when you're driving in somewhere and you have one on either side, because they are huge. Like it is show-stopping. And that wasn't even the peak moment. Like if I'd gone like maybe 5 days before, there would have been less petals that were shedding. I've never planted them, but it looked, when I was researching it last year a little bit, teensy tiny bit, it looked like it seemed to say that they're an easy tree to take care of, and that's a good thing. Also, around here, it rains a lot. So that amendments to the soil I was talking about, be specific to your soil itself in your area. But here it rains a lot. And so that saucer tree that's nearby, it often will have black splotches on it, which is indicative of some kind of a fungus. Like a rose gets a black spot. There's another word for when the peonies get it. One of mine has it. I think it's blithritis, but I'm not sure. And just too much rain, and so if I were to plant a magnolia tree here, I would add perlite because that helps with drainage. So just keep these kind of things in mind, but definitely worth it. Like if you're going to have a tree, why not at least give it a show for 2 weeks? And especially if you do quite a few of them, just like a lilac tree. There's a lilac tree I want so bad, and it does not go in this zone. So let's just add as much beauty as possible, right? It's so fantastic to go somewhere and just be like, oh, looks so good. So anyway, get out there, check out the trees, and hey, I hope maybe some of you have considered planting one at some time, because they are fantastic.